Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Hit that like button. I'm going to put on the timer again just to give you guys some time to come in. Hit that like button as you guys come in. Please and thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you guys are listening from. Hit that like button as you guys come in. So, today I have quite a bit of stuff to cover. I do want to talk about Martell and Arion Curry. We haven't talked about them in a while. I do also want to talk about a little bit about the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, some updates that has come up in relation to that. I do also want to talk about Basketball Wives. So we are going to be hanging together for a while. I hope you guys are doing well. All right, let's get into it. So let's start with Arion and Martell Holt. I almost called him Martell Curry, but it's Martell Holt. When I tell you that I think they're making sure they're letting everybody know that they are official, and they are serious. Her and her man go together real bad. That is what it is given. Because guess what? She posted him. She loves herself a bun. Like, is she ever going to retire that bun? Let me know what you guys think. Is she ever going to let that bun go? I don't know. She loves herself a bun. That said, here's a picture of Martell and Arion Curry. Now, if you guys look over to the right, she says, "My man and I." And then she tags Martell in it. I'm like, okay, guys. All right, sounds like we're no longer hiding it. And then somebody, Mr. Martell Holt, says, shh, all these broken and mostly single women on here, laughing emoji. Baby, we gonna make it, we gonna make it, we gonna make it. Love wins always. Please piss off. Please piss off. And you all better make it because you lost a family for that. So you best make it. You best make it. Someone said correct grammar would be my man and me, not my man and I. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's like you guys better make it because you guys have been riding together for a long time. You don't be claiming her, but she claims you. And I guess, well, that's his way of claiming her by talking about women that are broken and mostly single. First of all, at least we are single. We are not out here dating the likes of you, and we prefer our self esteem over dating men like you. I'm just saying. Let's see what the replies are saying, please. Oh, it's shambolic, isn't it? Let's see. Uh? Oh, Martha, oh, you're looking very beautiful too. What? What? Please. I don't even want to read that. Don't nobody else want him. Yours by default. Oh, that's exactly what that is. Yours by default. Nobody wants to be with him. Nobody wants a Martell. So you can have him. Someone said that man has been passed around more than Rose at Olive Garden. Okay. After his wife left him, wasn't he on HOA with Sheree? He finally giving you a turn. Oh, people are roasting them in the comments. Oh my goodness. People are roasting them in the comments, and I am absolutely here for it. Do you hear me? Someone said she finally got him home. I do agree with this person that said he was basically on RHOA with Sheree. So he's lost all his options. You're his last hope. So of course he's gonna be on with you. Besides, I really feel this is how I feel. I really believe that I feel like they're trying to sell this because he wants Arion to be on the show. He probably can no longer afford keeping her and thinks the best way he's going to be able to do it is by bringing her on the show so that she herself can get a check. That is what it is given to me. And I think if you guys watch the preview of the show, it looks like they were talking about rings. Destiny and he were talking about rings. And I know if she's out here saying my man, my man, my man, then that probably means that maybe he might not someone puts me. I mean, my melody, don't kill me. That is hilarious. Look at that face, honey. Look at that face. Gorgeous, gorgeous women. Someone said how you get him is how you will lose him eventually. Okay. You can't build a home off of another female's tears. That home won't stand. Yep, yep, yep. And this is exactly what I was just going to say. She hasn't posted all year, but as soon as the season starts back, here she or they go. Exactly that. And this is why I feel like this is a scheme that Tad set up to come to us with the BS. Because it's like all of a sudden, you want to be out here. Guys, hit that like button, please. Why are the likes not matching what the number of people in the chat? Hit that like button like your life depends on it, please and thank you. Okay. So you haven't posted all year, but the next thing, as soon as the season starts, boom, we're out here posting again. And that's my issue. That's why I feel like it's given performative. It's given performative, and that's why I can't rock with this. It's just like, okay, now you want to bring us the storyline, blah blah blah. All right, cool, you guys are together, we don't care. He comes back to you when he wants, because he knows nobody else wants him. He wants on the show because his money is wants her on the show because his money is funny. Exactly right. Beautiful eyes, love. Absolutely correct. That's the only reason, because think about it. If you want to be paying her bills, you can't even afford to pay your own bills, allegedly. Okay. So if you can't afford to pay your own bills, how can you certainly pay her bills? And is she working? Does anyone know if she works? Because last I checked, apparently they said she was working, but now who knows if she's still working? So if she's no longer working, then the only way she's going to be able to get paid, considering I don't think Martell is out here selling homes like that, allegedly, right? Everything I say is alleged. You can see my banner at the bottom. And for entertainment purposes only. Please and thank you. So, of course, the only other way he's going to want to be able to pay the bills is by bringing her on the show. And now that Melody is no longer on the show, guess what? He's like, yo, let's just have her on the show, let her perform and get a check. Because I ain't about to be dealing with this woman. Okay? And in all fairness, Melody is no longer there. So if they want to bring her on, I guess it is what it is now. I guess it's all fair game. But I don't think, for me personally, I don't really think she's going to bring anything. I feel like her personality is dry to me. I don't really, I can't say that her personality has ever been something that was striking for me, where I was like, oh my God, like, oh, Arionne. No, Arionne is a lie. Let's talk. Like, nah. It's never, ever been a thing. Never, ever, ever been a thing. And so, yep, absolutely. He can't blame Mel anymore because he's scrapping the bottom of the barrel. Sis, he is all the way at the bottom. Like literally, if there was something underneath the bottom of the barrel, that's what he's scraping right now. But that's what he deserves, in my opinion. Because a man like that does not deserve a good woman. A man like that does not deserve a kind, ambitious, hardworking, woman. What he deserves is exactly what he got, in my opinion. That's exactly what he deserves. He deserves somebody that basically just wants to be out here, oh, Martell, running up after him, has no ability to make money for herself, has no drive to make money for herself. That is the kind of woman that he deserves because he does not have the drive himself. So let them be together and live their life. Hey, Catalina. Hey, beautiful. How are you? Looking good in that red, honey. Looking good. Her lies are rubbish. She should know that the TV does not have a filter. Absolutely. Thank you. Because every time I've ever had to watch a live, I was watching with a stank face. I was literally watching like, guys, if I did not have a YouTube channel where I have to talk about it, I would not be watching this mess. Sometimes I don't even watch it. That's how bad it gets. I'm just like, please, I'm not even going to watch this. I'm going to leave y'all. I'm going to post this live for you guys to talk about it because I'm not involved. But yeah, like it's just, she's not entertaining at all. So I feel like the new season, if they decide to bring her on, or the next season, if they finally decide to get married, I think that it's still going to be dead. I genuinely don't think that they're going to bring on anything that is so special from what we've already seen. That's like, there's nothing they're going to bring that we haven't seen before. That's it. That's all. They're together for the rent. Uh-huh. Exactly. Because now they got to split it 50-50. But where is Arionne's 50 coming from? I know Martell's 50 is probably coming from the show, but where is Arionne's 50 coming from? Because does she work? Does she still work? I guess that's the question. Okay. Match made. Yes, sis. Match made in hell. Let them stay together and keep the rest of us away from that BS. Oh, you're welcome, honey. You're welcome. I can't support Carlos. Does that mean, Kalina, are you watching, are you planning to watch the new season or are you going to stay away from that? Natasha, the peasant and the pauper from Peasantville. Oh my goodness. Absolutely deserve it. I can't even lie. Absolutely deserve it. I feel like it's what is the same thing like Wonder does, right? Where it's like all of a sudden the new season is coming out and now everybody wants to suddenly start giving us insinuations or start posting just to like rile people up. It's like, yeah, we're going to talk about it on YouTube, but we're not going to be riled up. If you think that people are going to be watching this season because of all of that, nah, the peeps are still not going to be watching. So you can rile people up all you want. People are not falling for the BS. At least most people are not falling for the BS as far as I know. But who knows? Beautiful Eyes Love says, this picture was after that stupid interview. She would have been scared if she was face to face with Mel. She's a keyboard bully because till this day she has no proof about Mel on anything. Absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like side chicks should always stay in side chicks' place because there is no reason for you to be talking on the wife, speaking about the wife remotely. Remotely. So I personally just don't. I think it's one of those things where it's like, girl, please sit your ass down, stay in your place. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Just stay in your place, please. Helena says, no, I don't have any interest. I only watch because of YouTubers like you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. And don't worry, girl, I got you. I watch it so you guys do not have to. I will bring the information to you guys. You guys don't have to watch. I'll tell you guys what it is. Let's not give them the views. Let's not give them the numbers. But yeah, we can talk about it and drag them. The other way I feel like is also a good way to watch is like, you know how they have those clips on they post on like OMFG reality TV. Just watching those clips, sometimes that is all you need. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, that is enough to have a whole rant about them. So yeah, that's also something you can watch as well as our reviews, of course. But yeah, did you guys see Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part one? If you guys saw it, let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part one? Let me know. I'm going to remove Arion from our stage so we don't have to be looking at them. But yeah, what did you guys think of reunion? Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Oh, okay. 1 second before that, let me just read this really quickly. She knows Martell doesn't love her because he hasn't stopped talking about Mel since day one. Absolutely. But that's the thing. Like someone like her doesn't care. She just wants to win the man. You know how sometimes some women feel like, oh, I've been with him for so long. After everything that I've been through, I have to come out and win. And I feel like the way she understands a win is to end up with Martell. And I suspect even when she finally gets Martell, she's going to realize that she wants better for herself. But it's almost like when you've longed for something for such a long time, and when you finally get it, you're like, oh, it's not really cooked out to be, it's not all it's cooked out to be. So I feel like there's also going to be an element of that for them when they eventually get married. Um, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Drew Red, Portia, and Lapdog Shamia. Girl. Yes, Drew was definitely on her big one. Drew was definitely on her big one. I personally think part of the reason that Drew was able to read Portia is because Portia knows what the people want. Portia knew that if she went and dragged beef with Drew, she is going to get lit up by the fans. Let's be clear. Portia was in the comments where some fans were saying things like, I don't know, I'm not liking who I'm seeing this season. And she's like, I don't even recognize her. She's engaging with the fans. She already knows, right? She already knows that the fans are not feeling her. So I feel like she knew that she could not even go there with Drew. Hence why she got up, gave her that performative hug, because she knew what the people wanted. She knew that damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm better off just locking it up straight away now. Get her on my side ASAP now. Clear it up. People already felt like I dragged it. Let me just end it. I feel like that's the vibe that I completely got. And you're right about Shamia. Shamia is a lapdog. Kelly is a lapdog for Shamia. At this point, like, everybody is just misbehaving. Everybody's just misbehaving because I'm just like, Shamia is a big disappointment to me personally, because I feel like I really liked Shamia. I was excited for her to come on the show. I was like, oh my god, that could be like a really nice duo. That could be fun. They could bring that lighthearted, fun energy to the show. But then to see how you're going around talking about your so-called bestie to everyone who cares to listen, it's like, girl, what are we doing? And I completely feel like I agree with what I really, really agree with what who was it? Not Shamia, who was it? I think it was Angela. Angela said that Shamia played the long game. Shamia was lying in wait. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, and she came and wanted to do it. I think she was coming for that top spot. I think she really was coming for that top spot. Kalina says, I watched the reunion and it was entertaining. They dragged Portia real good. LOL. That's why she got the first chair. Absolutely. I found it entertaining too. I was quite surprised that some people felt like it wasn't entertaining. I was like, girl, why? I liked it. I think I even gave it like a 7 or 7.5 when I did my review yesterday. I was like, I liked it. I really enjoyed it very, very much. And yeah, Portia definitely deserved the first chair because everybody was like leaning to get Portia. The one I couldn't understand personally, and you guys, if you guys understand it, please let me know. Kelly had a hard on for Portia. Kelly had a hard on for Portia. It was just like she just wanted to go in on Portia for no reason from the start of it. And this is why I'm like, Kelly, you're a lap dog. You're literally a lap dog. Go and sit on Shamia's lap. That is what it is given. Because it's like, why are you out here so obsessed? You and Portia didn't even have no beef. All of a sudden, you're like, 11 years. And I'm like, girl, what are we doing? Why? What is the reason? You know? Like, why do you keep like trying to leave that woman? She was trying to talk about you guys had a conversation, and in the conversation, this is what happened. You can tell like she was practicing. She was literally practicing her moment. She was literally waiting. She probably like was in the mirror like, ooh, 11 years. You can't compare 11 years to 11 months. She was probably practicing that read. She was like sitting on it, brewing on it. So she couldn't wait to use that line. She didn't even let Portia say what Portia had to say that had nothing to do with comparing divorces. And she went ham. It had a nice ring to it. But girl, it was like, girl, why do you have so much venom for her? Is giving you just want to come back on the show. And this is what I don't like. And this is why I don't like the whole having too many newbies on the show with one OG. I don't think that's a really good idea because everybody feels like they have to come for the OG so they can get camera time. Now, I know some people don't like us calling certain people OG, but I'm just saying someone that has been there for such a long time compared to other people is an OG in my eyes. So I feel like all of the girls were trying to basically come for Portia because Portia is an OG and they want camera time. So I'm not surprised that Kelly was really like going in for Portia because she's like, episode 1, I gotta get some words in. But you're right, it did fall flat, and Andy did not do her any favors. Absolutely. You know who else did not like Kelly? This is my personal opinion. But did you guys catch when the way Cynthia was looking at Kelly the whole time when Kelly was being her usual self? And Cynthia looked at her with like a staring face, like, what is this girl doing the whole time? And I was like, yeah, Cynthia does not like Kelly at all. At all. So, oh, I almost missed this. They all lie so much. Absolutely. It's actually so frustrating now. The amount of lies that they are lying is so stupid. It's so excessive. It's like, why are you lying so much? Why? In the preview for the next episode, it's like Portia calls Shamia out for lying. Then Shamia says, don't be acting like you don't be lying too. And I'm like, so are you admitting that you're a liar? Sorry, guys. I just got a call. Let me just text the person saying I'll call you back. Sorry. Talking and doing it at the same time can't. But anyway, so think about it like that, right? Like they all lie so much. And Shamia was just so embarrassing. Like the lies were just so excessive. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. If you guys picked up on it, let me know in the chat. It was just so much because Drew would say something, Angela would say something and back up Drew and what Drew has to say about what Shamia said. Shamia would deny it. And then there was a point where Portia, I think Angela said it, and then Cynthia also agreed, and then Portia was saying it, and Shamia was like, no, that's not what happened. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Why not just accept? Like, the whole point of a reunion is to accept your faults, right? accept where you make a mistake. We all make mistakes. These things are always going to happen. They are always going to happen. So guess what? Apologize and move on. But it's like not accepting fault. It's like Shamia does not want to be accountable for a thing. So it just feels like, so constant lying. And yeah, I agree. They lie so much. I'm just like, the last time I saw people that lied so much was Mia. Mia was lying left, right, center. Mia from Potomac. But these ones, I feel like they're lying for no reason. It's like, what is the reason? Literally, what is the reason? Also, guys, for those of you who just joined in, we're talking about our reactions to Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. So please hit that like button and yeah, join us in the chat. But yeah, so it's all like, why are you all lying so much? Nobody is trustworthy. Even Angela. Ain't nobody trustworthy at this point. Let me just say, hello, Miss Linda. How are you? So glad you're here today. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. But yeah, like they all lie so much. And I'm just like, why? What is it with the lying? Like, quit it. Please. It's just too much. Girl, she definitely ate with that line. Drew ate with that line. You can tell that Drew was practicing. Drew was like, I am practicing. Drew definitely came ready. I will say that. It's like, Simon said you have no storyline. Okay. The moments were subtle. They probably went over people's heads. Very nice, nasty, so rude. Ooh, Kalina, please let me know, who are you referring to there? I think I missed that bit. Let me know in the chat who you're referring to, and then I'll bring the comment back up. Beautiful Eyes Love says both Portia and Shamia was using each other because Portia hasn't forgiven Portia for not going to her wedding. Absolutely agree with you. I don't think she ever let that go. And I think everything she has done since then has been punishing her. But then I feel like even when Shamia came on, she had some shady behavior, like showing private text messages of Portia to somebody. I can't remember who it was then. So I feel like they both were in the wrong. They both were never good friends to each other. And so I feel like it's interesting because a lot of people see Portia's fault, but I see both of their faults. And I see how the way in which they have chosen to not be honest and have honest conversations in their relationship has led to the problem they now have. The problem they now have. Absolutely. Kelly fell flat. Yes, I think I've read that one. I want everybody to just be themselves. Absolutely agree with you. Now, I know you're saying Angela did a good job, but I do have some questions about that for you, Kelina. Why do you feel like Angela did a good job? Are you saying in the season or are you saying at the reunion? Because I feel like she did a good job in the season, but I didn't feel like she did a good job at the reunion. I feel like there wasn't enough of her segments. For someone that shined through in the season, I was expecting her to shine through in the reunion. But if I'm being completely honest, a lot of people on that couch were forgettable to me. I like Angela, but I feel like the whole part 1, I barely saw her. I barely saw any interaction or heard any interaction with her. And then the so-called receipts that she brought fell flat for me. So I think she did a good job in the season, but I don't think she brought it at the reunion. Now, I don't know if that will change, but I don't think that would change. I do hope it does change because I would love to be able to enjoy her at this reunion. But I feel like Angela has fallen flat for me at the reunion. It was very anticlimactic. It's like, imagine like the build-up was so high and you built us the suspense, we were really excited, and then at the end you literally killed it for us. And that's how it feels with Angela at the reunion, if I'm being completely honest. So let me go back to this bit. The moments were subtle, they went over people's head, very nice, nasty, so rude. And then you said you were referring to Portia versus Kelly, they were comparing. Exactly. And the thing is, like, I feel like Portia, I personally thought like Portia was trying to just refer back to a conversation that they had, which I think was edited out of the show. But they had a conversation where they basically talked about it. She was basically saying, I think she loved the man or whatever. And they bonded on that. And then so it felt like Kelly coming for Portia was very left field. Like, girl, where did that even come from? Because we were cool. And then all of a sudden, you're now caping for Shamia. And I don't know if you guys watch the after show, but sometimes I do watch the after show. And when I watch the after show, I find Kelly and Shamia so annoying to watch. And it's so sad because I like Shamia in particular. I don't really see it for Kelly. But I find Shamia and both of them as a unit, as a tag team, I feel like they're so hard to watch. They're very annoying. And I feel like they're so performative and overdoing it that it doesn't come across as genuine. It's given that these people spent time watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, thinking they know what the fans want, and then coming to perform for us. That is what it gives. It doesn't give like genuine, honest people just really going through it and going through their lives, right? It's giving like people that feel like they have to perform for us. And I absolutely do not like that. So, yeah, I agree with this comment. You want everybody to be themselves. Absolutely. People are tuning in because of the lies, especially the older viewers. Absolutely. Because let's be honest, the most time when you get to a certain age, you don't want to be dealing with lies. Like, we're not kids. Why do you have to lie? Who's going to beat you? Who's going to stress you out? Ain't nobody going to do nothing to you because of the truth. Standing your truth, right? And like, that's why I loved that Portia actually was just honest about the fact that wanted to get the lick back with Ralph and she apologized, right? Did you see Shamia's face when she apologized and stuff? Shamia was pissed. Shamia does not want anybody to like Portia, does not want anything to be resolved with Portia. Like, Shamia, if I were you, I would sit down with myself because it actually gives that she hates Portia at this point. It actually feels like she hates Portia at this point. And I'm like, girl, you better work on that heart of yours because it literally is like her face is filled with envy and hate for this woman. And I'm like, irrespective of what someone has done to you, I hope that you can be free from that because that just does not look good at all. It's such a gag that Portia said she's coming to the reunion with Truth. It's scary and gives psychosis. Do you know what I think it is? I really think that she wanted to get ahead of it. I personally feel like Portia is not as dumb as people think she is. I think Portia came to that reunion playing chess. Portia went from being a fan favorite. People love them some Portia. Okay. And people began to hate Portia when the whole Simon thing happened, right? And then it's now got worse with the whole Dennis, Drew, and Portia storyline. People were not feeding her at all. It was like they had it with her. And then to say that she go F Charles, people were like, yeah, hell nah. I can't really F with you anymore. So she knew that she had already lost credibility with the fans. She had lost the support of majority of the fans. So she knew that she needed to come and play it coy. She needed to clean up that act. That's why she was like, you know what? Let me set the intentions for the day, because she knows she's trying to do damage control, in my opinion. She is trying to do damage control, in my opinion. That is all that is. And respect the hustle. She is like, bro, I need my fans back. So if I have to gravel, I will gravel. Please and thank you. Oh yeah, I already read this. I don't think Portia was using Shamia. Yeah, I don't think Portia was using Shamia. I don't really think, what would Portia be using Shamia for? I don't really think Portia was using Shamia. I agree. I don't know if you're responding to something I said, Sharon. But yeah, like I don't think Portia was using Shamia. If anything, I think it's the other way round. Where I feel like Shamia wants Portia's platform. And yeah, it's given at this point, it's like, girl, don't, it's like coming to someone's platform to then want to take them down. That is crazy to me. That is hella scary. Very, very scary. Imagine you're like doing well and things are good, and somebody comes from nowhere. Somebody comes from nowhere to try to take up your, oh my goodness. Heck to the no. Absolutely not. Helena says they are childish. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Beyond childish. Beyond childish, to be completely honest with you. You're right, Angela fell flat at the reunion, but through the season, she got the ball rolling. I like that she confronted Portia about what she said at the poll. Absolutely agree. I think she definitely did her big thing. She definitely. I think that she the whole season, she did her thing. But when it came to the reunion, I was like, baby, get some words in. Like, it just felt like Kelly fell flat, Angela fell flat. And I was like, is it that she didn't plan for the reunion? She didn't prep herself for the reunion? Like, because I'm just like, you were barely even noticed. It felt like episode 1 was the Portia show, honey. That's what it felt. And I would be upset if I was on the show and I was a fan favorite and barely got a word in. Like, what are we doing here? Kalina said, I'm scared to have friends like Portia and Shamia. Absolutely. I would even go as far as saying, I would rather. Oh, someone else just said exactly what I was going to say. Let me put that up. I would rather be friends with Shamia and Portia than Shamia. Me too. Because guess what? Portia, yes, she's she's self-absorbed as a person. However, she's a better friend than Shamia is. Because guess what? She may not do too much. She may be hard to reach. But when you reach her, she's a good kiki. You guys have a good time. You have fun with her. She is helpful. She's supportive. Drew said she was helpful and supportive to her when she was going through, right? I'd rather be friends with Portia than Shamia because at least if things go left, she's not even going to bother chatting ish about me. She's just going to leave it and move on, right? But Shamia, everybody is going to know everything that I said and things I didn't say. It's like, girl, why are you so obsessed with trying to lie on your so-called bestie? Even if I stop talking to any of my friends today, I'm not going to be going round about town talking about them and lying on them. Why would I need to do that? So I would rather somebody that is just like not talking about me than somebody that is out here talking about me and putting a little extra. So I would rather take Portia than Shamia personally. I think Portia might just be self-absorbed. She might be hard to reach. You call her, she doesn't pick up when you need her. But eventually when she picks, she's there for you. I'd rather pick that than Shamia personally. So I agree with you, Sharon. Portia is just a seasoned employee. She has OGS in her back pocket too. OGs in her back pocket too. Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. I would say she's definitely come. She's done a lot. She's come through in the past. She's funny. I love what she brings to the show. I'm definitely sad that she had a bad season this season because I was excited to have that fun Arichohe like girl back because I definitely missed the fun that like Portia brought to the show because it felt like the previous episodes were just so serious, like previous seasons where she was gone were just so serious, and I'm like, where's the lightheartedness? Where's the funniness, right? And when you see when you see moments where, like Cynthia, for instance, Cynthia and Phaedra, and you see them kicking and laughing together, and it's like organic. You know, the scene that we all loved, and we're talking about the scene where they were talking about the hood, Cynthia's hood, right? And I say that, but it was such a lighthearted, hilarious moment, right? And I was like, this is what I miss about Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is what I need them to bring back. Please and thank you. So I'm excited to have Phaedra full-time next season because I feel like her interactions with Portia will at least bring some spice and fun to the show. I hope Cynthia comes back again as a friend of, because I feel like they need to also capture more moments of Cynthia's interaction with Portia and Phaedra, because that would also be fun. I think the good thing about the OGs, in my opinion, are they know how to bounce off each other's energy. One person says something, the other person takes that and runs with it, and they're able to bounce off each other. I feel like this season, that doesn't happen. That's why when you look at, like, you remember when they divided the groups on the girls' trip, what the newbies were talking about, I have no idea. But I remember enjoying the not the oldies, but the OGs and how they were interacting. I loved that. I thought that was fun. That was lighthearted. That resonated more than the newbies, right? So I just think, and I'm not one of those people that feel like, oh, it has to just be the OGs. Nah, nah, nah. But I really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely. Let me see. It's Portia with the pixie cut, tears, and tears all over again. Absolutely. She was out here performing. She was out here performing. Love, love, love it. I'm just like, I'm trying to make sure. Let's see. Hey, Braylon. Hi. Oh, hello. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you're well. Everyone, please go ahead and subscribe to Braylon. He's a content creator just like myself. So please go over on his channel and support him. Make sure you subscribe. Ooh, let me see. Oh, okay. I'm reading the comments, and some of it are like you guys chatting between yourselves. I love it. My spirit sees through Shamina. Sis, tell me about it. We dragged Miss Diane. I remember when people were dragging Miss Diane. In all fairness, I didn't. I literally, if I'm not mistaken, you guys better don't call me a liar. From what I remember, I don't remember dragging Miss Diane. I literally said, like, people are saying, like, people are refusing to understand the message that she's saying. It's like, just because and she was right. So it's like, say what you want, but Miss Diane was right. Kalina said you're describing Royal Housewives of Atlanta nostalgia. Absolutely. Absolutely. I miss it. But yeah, Miss Diane was right. Miss Powell, you are absolutely right. Miss Diane was right. She said, watch the dog that brings the bone, and she was right. And everyone was having a fit. Oh, she's calling Shamia a bone or a dog. I'm like, no, you guys, do you guys know that it's an expression? Like, why are you guys taking it so literally? Like, why are you taking it so literally? It's an expression. But anyways, people are slow. Not the girls are slow. Portia will come through next season. She couldn't say and do much this season because of her divorce. Love me some Portia. Absolutely agree with you, Sharon. I'm with you, girl. I love Portia too. I like the fun, vibrant personality. I think that is, if you see the way Andy loves on Portia, that kind of thing cannot be faked. Interestingly enough, did you also notice that even after Drew had already like shaded Portia and whatnot, the moment, right? I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but the moment her and Portia hugged and Portia gave her that apology, next thing, she's practically backing up what Portia is saying. So I'm like, Portia got some charisma, honey. She got the girls in her back pocket. It's giving the girls want to be friends with Portia. And My biggest guess would be they love her personality. They love how fun she is. Cause it's like when you have a fun girl right around you, you're so uplifted, you're so happy, and the cameras love her. So I feel like deep down, all the girlies want to be friends with her. And so if she's not paying them any mind, they're just like, oh no, Portia is not paying me any mind. That's what it was given, because all of a sudden Drew seemed like a little baby who wanted Portia's approval. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. Let me know if you guys picked up on it. Because I am very, very curious to know what you guys pick up on it. Whether you guys picked up on it. Oh, so someone's talking about Martell. I suspect that Catherine just joined the live and she's catching up. Let me say, unpopular opinion, I miss Brit at the reunion. Absolutely miss Brit at the reunion. I feel like Brit would have read Miss Chihuahua. Like she would have read her down. Brits, nah, guys. Like, I actually like me some Brits now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really liked Brits towards the end of the season. I felt like towards the end of the season, I was like, oh, I really hope Brit actually they figure it out and Brit can come back. I can't believe I ever got there, but I did. And I feel like Brit could have been one of the best housewives ever if she actually just came back, if she came to the reunion. I don't know who advised her. I wish she did not listen to them, because she could have given us a new season full of excitement. Full of excitement, in my opinion. I definitely miss Brit. And speaking of Brit, guys, Brit came through with the fashions, honey. Let me show you guys what Brit wore. Let me get that for y'all. You guys, first of all, this is what Brit wore. Can you see that? That is what she wore. Oh my god, you guys can't see it? Oh no, hold on, hold on. Let me remove this. Sorry, guys. I was out here thinking you guys could see it. This is what Brit wore. In my opinion, Brit ate this outfit. The makeup was perfect. The hair was laid for the gods. The look was perfect for her. Body looks good, face looks good, hair looks good. That color on her skin is immaculate. The editing, the action, the vibe she's given, like perfection. What do you guys think of Brit's outfit? I know people feel like, oh, why did she even bother with the outfit? Why did she show us? I wanted to see it. A couple of days ago, I was thinking, oh, what would Brit have won to this reunion? So you guys, let me know. What what did you guys think of Brit's outfit, and what would you have given Brit in terms of the outfit? Would you have thought her dress is better than Shamia's dress? Would you have thought her dress was better than Portia's dress? Let me know what you guys think. How would you rate this dress? Because I love everything about this look. I love the hair. Everything just matches the vibe. And this is why Kelly is mad at Brit. Because there is no way the person that styled this is the person that used to be Kelly's stylist. And you guys know my views on that. Just because you are a stylist and an amazing stylist, you can tell someone, "Oh, I think this looks good on you. This don't know." They can choose to ignore you. That is ultimately up to them. And I think that I feel like maybe the stylist didn't like her. Maybe they were doing her dirty. Maybe that's what it was. Or maybe genuinely Kelly was the one that kept choosing the wrong stuff and they kept telling her, but she's like, no, I like that. Whatever the case may be, if I were you, Kelly, too, I would be upset because Brit looks A1. You look the way you look, right? So, and I'm not body shaming her or anything. I'm just saying that they're not dressing her for her body type, for her height, for her boobs. Her boobs are gigantic. Um, and she's short. So it's like they're not dressing her for her body type at all. They're just slapping something on her. And my thing is, maybe it's Brit. I say that because, not Brit, maybe it's Kelly that is causing it. I say that because Kelly has changed stylist. Yet, imagine Kelly has changed a stylist, but yet, why is there two of me? That is so odd. Can you guys hear me? That is so odd. That is so spooky. Literally, I just came up as two versions of me. And it just happened again. What is going on? That is so weird. But can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Okay, I can see the thing bubbling up, so you guys can still hear me. But I definitely think that Brit could have brought it. Brit could have owned that reunion. And I feel like Brit and Portia would have been like bouncing off each other quite well. I think Brit would have been able to expose the alliance because it's like, girl, everybody is saying Portia is part of the alliance, but how can she be in an alliance that does not help her, serve her in any way? Like, you guys dragged her the whole season. So it's like, if I'm going to be am I going to be in an alliance for y'all to drag me? That's craziness. Why? What is the reason? But yeah. Andy has unique friendships with these girls, just like corporate America. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I felt and do feel Brit showed the most of her humanity. Her family is relatable. For real, broken but still good. Nah, I completely agree with you. I do think, yes, she definitely was a more relatable person. I think she started off fronting a little bit, but I think a family brought and showed a different side of her that I really did like to see. And I'm just like, Brit, I wish that you could show us more of that. I would have absolutely loved to see more of that. Maybe she brought it and they didn't show it because sometimes also editing could be why. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed Brit. Yep. Brit decided to take the payout versus being a Real Housewives of Atlanta housewife speaks volume about her abilities. Absolutely. I think her abilities, but it could also be her mental capacity to deal, in the sense that not everyone can really deal with the impact of fame, the impact of people being in your business, the impact of people checking every single thing that you have done, pulling out every single thing that you have done. Because let's be honest, right? Imagine she went months really thinking this was her, right? She started talking about it like it was her that was exposed, only to find out that it wasn't her. That can shatter people deep down, you know? And so I feel like those sorts of things are very like tricky to get away from, to move on from, to change from, right? And so I just think like those kind of things need to definitely be like yeah, those things. I think ultimately sometimes you want to choose your mental health because it's like, girl, like realistically, you're like, this whole insurance thing, like, is it really adding up? Like, imagine you have skeletons in your closet and people are investigating you. Not saying there are in her closet, but at some point you have to do what's best for you, because it's like, honey, if you continue like this, you're gonna be exposed. So do you want to be exposed? So sometimes people, that have maybe shady backgrounds or whatever, may decide um to take a step back, to be honest, and I would not blame them. If Brit stuck around, she would have been a great housewife. She's not afraid of any of the girls. I completely agree with the way she came at Kelly, bruh. Yeah, she could have definitely been a really good housewife. She could have really owned it. And yeah, she really could have owned it. Oh, she will be a BravoCon. Really? Is this like confirmed or is this like speculation? I'm just curious because if she's at BravoCon, she better bring it so that the people can ask for her to be back. And that way she may eventually be back. So she better bring it if she is at BravoCon. Please and thank you. Kalina said, I enjoyed Brit towards the end when she realized how she came off. Absolutely agree with you. I think towards the last 4 episodes where she stopped being defensive, or well, I won't say she stopped, she was still defensive, but she became a lot more relatable, right? And when she read Kelly, yeah, it was just too much. It was just too much. Bang bang Edie. Kenya's demons and Brit demons just couldn't get along. Yep, I think they were both fighting. They were both fighting just within themselves. They just, yeah, have you ever met people that just cannot get along? There's just not, like, you don't even know what it is, but there is something about the other person that rubs the other person the wrong way. I feel like that's exactly what it was. Like, they just did not gel. They're like oil and water, right? And I feel like that's really what it was. And sadly, it all just escalated. But yeah, I think sometimes it's a lesson that, like, sometimes there are consequences for our actions, and try to deal with things the HR way. So yeah, absolutely. Helena said, I relate to both ladies. We just gotta chill sometimes. Absolutely. It's like sometimes, when things happen, you want to take it to hell, but you have to like pause and be like, okay, is it really worth it? Should I take it all the way there? What could I potentially lose if I take it all the way there? And I think these are the questions that, like, we need to like ask ourselves sometimes, because yeah, it can get quite serious and quickly, and things can escalate. So it's always like, that's why sometimes, like, in the moment, you just, like, no matter how hard it is, it's just like, okay, let me pause, let me count the cost. Is this something that I can live with before I take this action? And that's why I try to, like, sometimes, like, it's either like, okay, if I'm like, okay, I need a minute, like, give myself a break, pause, even if it's like I'm still there, just mentally pause and give yourself a break, because you don't want to act on impulse and anger, because things can really escalate. And especially when you're away from something, that should give you time to think. I also think having the right counsel around you, because I think if Kenya had the right people around her, they would have told her that is too far. That is not a good way to go. But because I feel like Kenya has yes people around her, they told her, yeah, go on, Kenya. Oh, that would be hilarious, or something like that, right? Because if any of my friends came up with that nonsense and said they wanted to do that, I would have shut it down. Like, honey, do not play and lose your spot over such nonsense. Please and thank you. That would have been what I would have said, right? And so I just think, like, that's definitely something that personally I would be like, yeah, nah, no, please and thank you. Um, but yeah, did you guys watch Basketball Wives? Let me know if you guys watched that, or did you guys not watch it? Because I also heard that, like, Basketball Wives is not going to have a reunion. I think allegedly, let me put allegedly. Um, I think Jasmine Brand brought that out and said allegedly they're not going to have a reunion. And I'm just like, so many things that are happening on the season. What y'all mean you don't want to have a reunion? Like, we need a reunion. Although I've always felt like the Housewives, right? For some reason, I've always felt like the Housewives, the reunion has never really been excuse me. The reunion has never really been like a proper reunion. I feel like it always misses a lot of crucial details, which I've always found like, why is it a reunion if you guys are not going to address things. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Kalina says Basketball Wives is good. I can't look away from the train wreck. Absolutely. That is the craziest thing, right? Basketball Wives has been on for such a long time. So I am genuinely surprised that it's still good. Today I watched it twice. Like, I legit went back to watch it again. And then I was like, okay, let me fast forward and make it fast. Let me increase the speed to like 1.5 and watch it again. Because I was just like, it was just so good. And this is the thing, I'm like, I wish that Real Housewives of Atlanta will get back to that point where it's so good that you just go back and watch and watch and watch and watch and continue to like marinate on it, right? But it's not giving us that. That being said, let's talk about like some of the key things that happened on Basketball Wives, right? First of all, what are you going to rate this episode of Basketball Wives? Let me know in the chat. What would you rate this episode of Basketball Wives? I want to talk about Chantel. Now, I feel like some of y'all may not like what I have to say about Chantel, but I feel like Ty clocked Chantel. Chantel is very much like her mama. I feel like, because think about it, Chantel, if you're not cool with your mom, why would you show up to her show? Why? What would be the reason? You show up to her show and you want to kick her out from the group. That is some crazy, nasty work. But that is very similar to what her mom was doing to Drea, I believe. So it's like, I don't get it. But it's like the hate between Chantel, the hate Chantel has for her mom is serious, is deep rooted. They need to figure out what has happened, because how do you say your mom and you're cursing about your mom? That is crazy. And you're letting somebody call her go Debbie, go Debbie, go. Like, what? To your mother? It's like, honey, you do not like that woman one bit, right? And I wish that they would give us some context. And I wish they would be more mature and have conversations, right? Where they can genuinely get to the bottom of what is it? What is the problem? But I also appreciate that it's hard to have a conversation with Jackie, who keeps moving left, right, and center, avoiding the conversation. But at the same time, girl, the conversation needs to be had, right? Like, it's just too far. Absolutely too far. She's doing too much. The dynamics are similar to Rhoa. Both shows are trying to stabilize our interest in the show. Absolutely. Chantel, the apple doesn't fall too far. Agreed. The similarities were just so obvious. And I was like, when she rallied everyone at the dinner table, well, I'm not going to come then. And then insinuated that people had to start taking sides. That is crazy. These people have known your mom for such a long time, yet you come on her platform and then try to tell them to take your side. Like, that is nasty work. That is absolute nasty work. But she is literally, I feel like at this point, Jackie's guessing her karma by way of her daughter. Because it's like, you try to push people out of the group and now you're being pushed out of your group by your daughter. Karma is really a B, because that is crazy work. Now, let me read the chat a little bit. I don't want to watch people disrespect their mom. Sorry. I agree. I really hated that. I'm like, nah, like, that's your mom. And don't get me wrong, I don't encourage like parents to be mean to their kids and treat their kids like, but I feel like even at that, even when you have a complicated relationship with your parent, in front of people, you shouldn't be out here calling them names. That is hella disrespectful. That is even disrespectful to yourself. You don't value yourself enough to even make this a public spectacle, to make your family dynamic a public spectacle. That's ridiculous. And absolutely, it feels too private. And it's also crazy how everybody in that group has participated in really trying to bring that divide to the surface for storylines. Jennifer said she wants to stay out of it, yet you're repeating something that Jackie said to you that is obviously going to anger her daughter. Right? So it's like everybody is like, oh yeah, let them sit down, have a conversation, all that kind of stuff. But it's like the actions that you guys are taking is obvious that you guys do not want them to settle. You guys don't want that. All you want is some drama so that you can get paid on the show. And I'm like, Jennifer, you should know better considering you didn't really want them talking about your man. So it's like, why are you really pushing? Why are you really trying to push forward the conversation that was had? Now, I appreciate it's a TV show, so of course to they have to do it. But at the same time, it's obvious how when it's related to other people, they're fine. But when it's about them, nah. They're like, don't talk about my husband. Don't. Okay. But now you want to bring in what somebody told you privately and repeat it. And then it gets back to them. And then you add a little bit of 2 cents and say, she even talked about grandparents' rights. It's like, girl, why do you have to repeat that? Chantel and Brittany didn't expect the girls to side with Jackie regardless of her shortcomings. Agreed. I do think that even though the girls don't like Jackie, I feel like they can also see that Chantel is disrespectful. And they know that regardless of whatever, even if they don't like, there's no way they can push Jackie out unless Jackie really wants to go, right? So I feel like they're just trying to stir ish up. It's a bit, they probably feel like the best way to get Jackie is through her daughter, and they are collectively doing that to try to push Jackie out. Jen and Ty both ain't ish. Agreed. And it's funny because I've noticed that people are talking about like, oh, Ty this, Ty that. And I'm like, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Agreed. She has a nice swag about her. Agreed. But she ain't ish. Because, girl, we see what you did. Production probably told you we need Jackie there, so you need to bring her. And she did not say no. My thing is, if that's what you wanted to do, when you sat at the table with the rest of the people, you could have said, guys, I don't really believe in excluding other people. I don't really believe in how they're excluding other people. You can't exclude Jackie. You know, you both are invited. You guys can stay in your different corners. I would be a mediator and step in to make sure nothing happens. She could have said that at the table. That could have been it. But instead, she didn't. She said, oh, she chose Chantel. Yet went to Jackie and said, you're invited. And made it seem like Ming invited Jackie. Right? By saying like, oh yeah, Ming invited everyone. No, she didn't. She invited everyone but Jackie. Yet you went and brought Jackie. So it's just like you knew what you were doing. If you guys don't realize, Ty knows how to stir ish up. Ty is actually the bone carrier. The same way, if you guys notice, a lot of the different incidents, Ty was the one carrying the bone. The whole thing that she told Evelyn when she said, I think was it Evelyn or Jackie, where she was like, oh yeah, when she told Evelyn, Jackie says she knows something about your daughter. Ty is basically the bone carrier. Ty is like, I'm gonna go out and just be going left, right, center, bringing the tea, bringing the drama. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, let's bring up the husbands. Let's do it. That's a great assessment of how they're navigating it. Oh, thank you. I definitely think, like, honestly, it's given everybody is trying to get Jackie out. So they're like, the best way to get Jackie out is through her daughter. And the daughter is too stupid to realize that that is what is being done. So they're literally just staring the pot, because they're both very hot tempered. They're both similar, right? So, and they both say very crazy things, right? So it's like one thing is said, it goes back to Chantel. The next thing is said goes back to Jackie. So they're doing enough. They say that they're really trying to settle and squash it, but they're doing enough to show that they genuinely do not want it to be squashed. The one person that I genuinely think has a heart and really genuinely wants it squashed is Brandy. I think Brandy did not realize how far it was going to go and does not like how far it went. Brandy genuinely, in my opinion, wants them to squash it. That was the vibe I got. I feel like Brandy feels like, no, this is getting too far. Like, this is not just okay, they had a little qualms or whatever. This is getting too far. I have a theory that Ming and Tai are both active for production. Oh my goodness, me too. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. I agree with you. I think individually and their story fixed, absolutely. I think, in my opinion, let's say allegedly, okay? I think they teamed up. They both wanted to be on the show. And they were like, okay, the best way they are going to get on the show is by coming in as a couple. And then I feel like they both then came as a couple and decided to concoct the storyline for us. But I don't believe for a second all these different random things that they're trying to make us believe. I don't believe it for a second. If she has a boyfriend, where is the tattoo? I didn't see no tattoo. Production didn't get no picture. We didn't get no information about it. It's given you're just trying to create a storyline. You're trying to create drama. Now, I will say they are the best couple they have brought on in a long time. And I say couple, not because I believe they're together. I believe that is like an alliance that they brought, right? But not necessarily an alliance, in the sense that I feel like Ming can carry her own and Tai can carry her own as well. I feel like they're both good for the show because they both have personalities that are enough to carry their own. Tai is very underhanded. Tai is loved by everyone, but is shady, likes drama. So she can be an ish starer. It's very easy for her to stir up the ish, and everybody will think Tai is on their side, right? And then if you look over on the other side, then there is Ming. Ming is a firecracker, can stat ish, handle her own. So I feel like it is very intentional. They both wanted to be on the show, and then they both decided, you know what, let's team up and come up on the show together. And I will say, I used to think, right, like when people say like, oh, Ming, 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 I was just like, her face just looks like, in the confessionals, I feel like her face just doesn't look great, right? But then when they were at that dinner and I saw Ming, I was like, Ming is a beautiful woman. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's me. But I was like, Ming is fine. I was like, the texture of her skin, her skin tone, she just looked so beautiful. What she was wearing looked good on her. But I need her to stop with like the facial. I don't know what she does to her face, the surgeries or whatever it is, injections, whatever she's doing. I need her to stop and let her face settle like it was settled at that dinner. She looks gorgeous to me at that dinner. So I'm just like, whatever you did, girl, if it's a makeup artist, if it's a glam team, whoever did that to you, that made you look like that, keep them. And whatever you're wearing in that confessional, I need you to fix it. Please and thank you. The face, the hair, everything is not working for me. It's just not doing it for me. So please and thank you. She looks so good. Ming was sun-kissed. I saw the child in her as well, pre-surgery or adjustment. Absolutely. She genuinely looks like such a gorgeous woman. And I was like, please leave your face alone. Because that face you had at that dinner table is the face I would love for you to have. But it's not my decision, it's yours. But if you ever listen to this, you look so gorgeous. I need you to just leave your face like that. Chef's kiss. Like 10 out of 10. I was like, oh. Because before, when people talk about Ming, I was like, I don't see what people see in her. Like, what is going on? But that dinner, I was like, girl, you look good. So if you can look like this every day, all right, Ming, I can see why Ty does not want to let you rest. Because Ty definitely feeling the girl, right? But yeah, Jackie is a huge part of the show. They know they need her or else the business is up for grabs. Absolutely. And I'm sure that is why production were like, Ty, you better bring her in. Bring her in, please and thank you. Yes, Ty and Ming have celebrity friends as well. Absolutely. I think it would be interesting to see like who they bring on. I think it'd be interesting to see who they bring on. The other person I thought was, it's a rich woman's voice, I guess. Ming is stacked. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just like I pray that I never ever get to the point where I'm like, oh, let's start tweaking the face, you know? Like I'm just like, yeah, that face, yeah, face is the one where I'm like, oof, is a little tricky because one little tweak, like for instance, now Angela, people keep saying Angela looks old. And I'm sure maybe it's the nurse job that is probably making people feel that way. And then Brit looks gorgeous but can't speak well. Right? She sounds nasal all of the time. It's so annoying. And it's like, but her face looks gorgeous, right? So it's just like sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. So all that surgery and all these adjustments on your face is too high risk. With clothes, at least there are certain things you can change the way you dress. You can fix that. You can go to the gym. It could fix those little issues here and there. You know, you can build your legs at the gym to match those glutes. Well, depends on the size, but I'm sure you can. But like the face, you can't do nothing. That face is gonna be your face. So if they get it wrong, then that's a problem that you may never ever be able to fix. So I don't know. There's something about the face that I'm just like, please, let's just leave the face alone, honey. But some people are able to get away with it and make certain tweaks and it works out. So, you know, who am I to say? But I'm just like, Ming, please, whatever you're doing, please just let it go on the face. That is it. Now, interestingly enough, I even thought like Ty is also stacked. Ty is stacked. I saw her in those shorts. I was like, girl, who is this? Ty? Like, all right, Ty. Ty had she had a little booty. I was like, oh, right, okay, Ty. Like, all right. But anyway, let me see. Let me check my notes. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about is I really feel like Britney was projecting her issues on Chantel. Now, don't get me wrong. Jackie has her problems. I agree. But I do feel that Britney was projecting. The way Britney gets angry about the issues between Chantel and Jackie is not normal. Please hit that like button, guys, for those of you who have just come in. It is not normal. She she takes it too far. Takes it too far. Kaylina just made me laugh. I meant stacked money wise. Ming got some money. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, she stacked in other ways too. So is Ty. But yeah, that was a shocker for me. I did not see that one coming. But yeah, I feel like Brittany definitely has serious mommy issues. And I feel like the way she comes at Jackie, it's given like a personal vendetta against Jackie. I feel like she sees Jackie as the image of her mother, who she thinks deserves to be punished. And so that's why she cannot punish her mom because it's out of her control, but she can punish Jackie, who is in front of her. And I think she is almost like wanting Jackie to be punished for the sins of her mother. Because every time I see it, she's projecting massively. And I'm just like, sis, I hear you, but that's not the way to deal with it. Don't ruin, don't get the relationship that Chantel has with her mother to the point of no repair and no return, especially because it's not the same scenario as the one that you do have. Chantel's mom is not your mom, Brittany. Yes, you may feel like there are similarities, but she's not your mom. Totally different circumstances. And so, but I agree with you. She does have a lot of layers. And I think it would be very interesting to navigate that. And I'm surprised that that has not really been capitalized on. Imagine having a sit down with her to find out, oh, what happened with your mom? You know, what exactly happened? Let's talk about it. Peel off the layers a little bit. Let's get to know what exactly happened. What was it about the relationship with your mom that set things off for you, right? And so I feel like those are some of the things that are very important that these people need to be talking about, but are not talking about. And I feel like also anybody who is constantly moving, like 1 minute you are doing this, then you change religion, then now you're doing this, then it's like you're clearly something is going on. You're searching for answers, you're searching for something. There is a gap that is not being filled in your life. So something is wrong there. And I feel like she definitely needs to sit down with a therapist and deal with those issues that way. I even remember her bringing her mom on the show. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember her bringing her mom on the show. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a recollection of her bringing her mom on the show. So I think whatever happened between them is definitely still fresh. Brittany and Chantel are trauma bonding. Absolutely agree with you. Completely agree. That's what it's given. It's like very, very much just trauma bonding. When I followed Britney on IG years ago, her mom was heavily in her life. Wow, interesting. Brittany is a registered nurse, very articulate young woman. That is very interesting. I would not have known that. We don't get that from basketball wives. And that is why it's so sad. It's like, honey, what is going on? And it's like there is something underneath the surface that needs to be explored. And I wish like that would be explored more on the show. I don't think they're exploring that enough on the show for me. I think they need to get into a little bit more detail about her story. So that also users so that viewers would be able to resonate with her a little bit more. Because I think at the moment people don't really know who Britney is. People just feel like Britney is always angry, Britney is always fighting, Britney is always this. But it's like people don't really know who she is. People don't really understand where she's coming from. And so I think like having that context would help us also maybe relate to her or give her a little bit more grace in certain situations. Now, I want to talk about Denise really quickly and the whole three three musketeers. I do feel like on these shows, alliances like that remind you of being in high school. Like, I'm not being funny, but nobody is saying don't ride for your friend. But you should know where and when to get involved. There are certain times where it's not necessary for you to jump in. Nobody wants to talk to you about it. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Like, sometimes there's no need for all of that, right? And I feel like with Denise likes to jump into things that don't concern her, things that there is no need for you to jump in. She is already handling it by herself. Why do you have to jump in? And so it feels very much like somebody that feels like they have to be seen to be a rider. Have you met some of those people where it's like they want that, oh my God, I'm so loyal tag? Like, oh, I ride for my friends. Like, shut up, please. Your friend does not need a rider right now. Let your friend handle business. Your friend is a grown ass woman. Let her handle business. Let her have the conversation. Let's not act like Britney cannot speak when Britney wants to speak. Britney can get activated when she wants to get activated. So she doesn't need a spokesperson, doesn't need anyone jumping in. She doesn't need any of that. And that's why I feel like I don't like when people come on these shows and do alliances the same way them Shamia, um, who else? Britt and Kelly had one. I feel like all that alliance business is just annoying and doesn't help anything. It brings nothing to the show. Having an alliance is problematic because it's like it's not organic, right? Now your friend gotta be like, oh no, we're doing gang. We have to write like please, shush. Give us the show that we asked for. Don't be out here doing gang, right? Like, yes, you can see like the other women get involved sometimes, but they let whoever is having those conversations, you go back and forth, and then they might give their input, but they're not jumping in to tag team somebody, at least for the most part, right? So I feel like Denise needs to work on that. And the way Evelyn was speaking to Denise, it was giving somebody, it was giving a mom that is tired of you. It's giving a mom that is tired of you. Imagine when someone is so tired of you and they're like, we are tired of you. We are tired. Evelyn was giving her like, shut the F up, like now. And it's funny because I perked up when Ev yelled at Denise. Denise held her own though. Mama just trying to get paid. Absolutely. But you know what's funny though? Even though she held her own, if you looked at her face, she looked like she was about to cry. I'm like, don't play with Evelyn. Can you see the vein on Evelyn's head popping up? Evelyn was ready to go in on that girl. If she had continued to talk, Evelyn would have ate her up. I think Evelyn even took it down a few notches because Evelyn was probably like, she's a young girl. I don't want to be seen. I don't want anybody thinking I'm bullying her or anything. But I was happy when Evelyn told her to shush because I was tired of the interruptions. Let the girl have the conversation she's having. There's no need for you to interrupt. Now you're interrupting and escalating the matter when it is not necessary. Like, shush. And I think she's not playing it. That's my alarm. She's not playing it in the best way, right? Think about it. If you're trying to come back on the show, you forming an alliance with the newbies is not the best way to play it. Because what if they only wanted to pick one of y'all? Instead, you're meant to be interacting with the people that have been there the longest. So if I were you, I'll pick Jackie and Evelyn. Those two, I know if I'm cool with those two, chances are my spot is secure, right? Instead, you made Ev an enemy. That's not saying don't defend yourself, but now you made Evelyn your enemy, and then Brandy don't even like you because you're out here now getting involved in her business. So it's like now everything that is, it doesn't make sense. And it's like if you're going to join an alliance, join one that can help you. Just gives weak, in my opinion. Absolutely. Ganging up on people is nonsense. Yep. It's like if you're going to join an alliance, make sure it's an alliance that actually makes sense. You, as newbies, joining and making your own alliance, you guys have no power over who stays, who comes. Nah, you guys go in fresh, interact, get to know people, form connections naturally, right? Not alliance with your newbies and then you're not getting to know the people that can make sure you stay on the show. It's stupid. And it's like if you were trying to choose strategy, that's not the right strategy to come in with when you're coming on the show. And I wish people would like learn that. If you're about to come on the show, watch the show first. Make sure you understand the dynamics of who really matter, before you come on the show. Now, on that note, guys, I am getting tired. It's almost normally I'm in bed at this time, so I'm going to call it a night. But before I go, I wanted to say thank you so much to every single person who tuned in today. Thank you, Kelina, for engaging actively from the start of the live to the end of the live. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Braylon. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Miss Powell. Thank you. Who else have I missed? Beautiful Eyes Love. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Miss Linda, for joining. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Helena. Thank you to every single person who joined today. And thank you to everyone who has liked, who has shared, who has subscribed. And if you're listening to the replay, please let us know in the bottom what you guys think. Oh, Kaylina, you're a new subby. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for your support. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed being in the chat today. And guys, I just hit 10K subscribers. So I want to say thank you to every single person for that. I don't take it for granted. I literally just started this because I love TV shows and I love to talk about TV shows. And thank you guys for just making my dreams a reality. And also, just to tell you that I did do a more detailed breakdown of my views on the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. So make sure you go over to the video, go over to my YouTube channel and watch that. You guys will like that. It's probably a little bit controversial, especially when it comes to Shamia and Portia. So make sure you watch and let me know what you guys think. But yeah, thank you so much. Good evening, Kelina. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.